Hello and welcome to all you July people for a color reading from Karen's Colors for your birthday month of July 2026. Now, if you've been here before, then you know what to expect. I'm Dr. Karen and I give general color readings for each of you to see how your next month will develop. If you haven't been here before, well, then you probably find this a little unusual, but find yourself extremely welcome for the same. June was a bit of a mixed bag for most of us. And if you had a little bit of a problem, then I hope that by the end of the month, it has sorted itself out. Certainly, July offers us another start to a different month. And as a general reading, take what resonates and please leave aside what doesn't. You might even like to come back towards the end of the month to see just how it fared for you. So let's begin then, shall we? Now, before I begin, this month we're going to be taking one of the oracles from the Treasures of Takashi. Growth. All movement is growth. Acknowledge your growth, and as you do so, you will find your pathway changes and expands. Do not judge it. You have grown beyond old directions, so perhaps you are ready to create something new. And now, let's look for some colors for people born in July. And we begin the month with purple on cyan, followed by green on orange, and the underlying energy is pink on black. Purple on cyan. Purple is what's happening in the active real world. Cyan is how you feel about it and what are the driving forces that come from the inner world. And here the inner world is all about peace and contentment and the search for that quiet understanding and just simply stagnation that comes with things having been too busy in the past, and now you want some peace and quiet. In the real world, the only way you are able to obtain this is by making changes. Purple in active life is always about either having fun, that is, going out, socializing, enjoying yourself, but it could also be something as simple as rearranging the furniture. Whatever it is, between the two of them, this drive for peace and quiet is coming through as a desire to create something different in the world. But when we create something different, we often find ourselves actually destroying what was in order to create that new thing so that it comes through as something more desirable. This is the strength that you take with you into the month of July. The need for peace and quiet, and the ability to effect whatever changes are necessary in order to obtain that peace and quiet. The obstacle that you're facing, however, is green on orange. Now, orange internally is virtually an opposite of what we have here in cyan. It's not quite its opposite, but it's fairly close. And so what we have here is a swinging backwards and forwards from what you can do, that is, find peace and quiet and harmony in your life, to the opposite, which is alarm bells ringing. When alarm bells ring in the real world, the thing that you want to do most is to run away, run away, run away, escape from whatever it is that is causing that alarm. Now, this is not necessarily a good thing for you, because sometimes when that alarm sounds, you actually need to stand up to confront it. And rather than disappear or dissipate your energy into some way in which you can escape whatever this drama or crisis is that's causing you that alarm, you might consider instead just simply changing your values. Because when you do that, then the alarm also tends to reduce. Now, what you have underlying here is the energy that helps both the strength and the obstacle, is pink on black. When black is internalized, it means that there is a drive for getting away from things. You need peace and quiet and harmony in your life. You've had enough of the drama. You don't want the excitement anymore. It's time to settle back, to relax, and to allow the world just simply to go by without you being involved in it. In the real world, however, that requires you to become vulnerable, to actually allow things to happen, to allow people to help you if you need help, to allow other ideas, other people's opinions and assistance and anything else that comes from their interactions with you to also impinge upon you in the real world. Now, of course, the underlying energy affects both of these. So let's have a look at what happens when we put them together. Firstly, let's look at what happens when we put the strength with the underlying energy. And what we have here is purple over cyan. And then we have pink on black. And just for good measure, since I'm taking them out, we'll put green over orange as well. All right. So these are the colors that you are playing with throughout the month. When we look at what happens when we put purple and pink together, as a combination, they actually allow you to begin to create some form of wish that you want to have fulfilled. Pink and purple are colors of determination. A baby doesn't give up when it's learning to walk. And child energy, which is exemplified by the purple, doesn't give up either. Children will continue to do the same thing over and over again until they have mastered it. So between these two colors, the underlying energy and the strength in the real world, it's enabling you to keep trying, keep going back and doing it again and again and again until such time as you feel as though you have accomplished something. What is driving this is the cyan and black. Whenever we have black, it darkens whatever the other color is. So rather than wanting just some form of tranquil life, you're actually wanting to be left alone. Here is a combination that enables you to actively drive others away. There's something that you want to achieve, something you want to accomplish, but this is something you want to accomplish on your own. And while you are busy doing whatever it is that you need to do here, you don't want to be interrupted. And that's what this combination here is about. Now, what happens when we cross those over? We get purple and black, and we get cyan and pink. Now, purple over black means that this feeling of needing to isolate yourself comes through as you almost becoming destructive in the power that you exert in pushing others away. Here is a desire for complete control over whatever it is that you're going to be wanting to do throughout your life. At the same time, you also have this pink and cyan. Now, pink and cyan are probably the most beautiful of all of the color combinations that are available. And that is because one of them is to do with being loved and attractive to everybody and anything. And the other has to do with bliss and harmony and contentment. So this is my combination for the contented infant, the contented baby. And in effect, while you are driving others away, that actually makes you feel as though you have everything that you want. You are completely contented and happy with your lot. Let's have a look at what happens when we cross the underlying energy with the obstacle that you're facing. Now, when we put green and pink together as activities, because this is an obstacle, and because pink and green are very close to opposites on the color wheel, there is a swinging backwards and forwards between trying new things and failing, trying new things and failing. The pink, instead of being something that enables you to try again, now instead of coming through as something where you are learning and gaining in power, as would happen when the pink interacts with purple, now because it's interacting with green, you are in fact finding that whatever it is that you're doing, it's not working as well as it could. So here we have a struggle between successful learning and incomplete ability to carry that through into the real world. There is a struggle between wanting to let go and move away from things and at the same time being unable to do so. Underlying all of this is orange and black. Now, orange and black are some of nature's warning signs. It says danger, be aware, be alert, don't do anything foolish. And in fact, again, we have the black impinging upon the orange by making it darker. So there is a greater danger here that you will be overreacting to whatever it is that is hidden from you. You don't like being kept in the dark, but that overreaction can in fact damage you, because here you are not able to do what you want to do because you're constantly failing at it. That is the struggle that you're dealing with. Now, if we interact or cross over those two energies, we end up here with pink over orange. Orange, the drive to stand up, to find your courage, to be able to survive whatever it is that's coming at you, comes through in the real world as an obstacle that is, you are feeling vulnerable. Whatever the crisis is that you're going to be facing in July, you are going to have some issue with trying to deal with it on your own. So perhaps you need to accept assistance from others. Certainly, assistance from others here enables you to learn something new. But when it's an obstacle, when it's associated with this wanting to let go and start off in a different direction, then it becomes almost a disability for you. At the same time, we have green and black. Now, green and black become a problem as well, in that your feeling of being down, depression, that can sometimes occur as a result of this wanting to be alone and just leave me alone, in the real world comes through as doing something, anything to get away from that feeling. Now, when you do that, you could also be changing things that don't really need changing, but you're taking off in new directions simply for the sake of trying something different. And that can in itself feed back into this feeling of depression, because you're not getting what you actually want out of these things in a way that makes you feel as though you have managed to survive something important in your life. So let's now look at the colors that are missing. We'll just move these for a moment. But there's no white. There's no red. No yellow. There's no blue. There's no brown. There's no grey. So here we have 6 colors that give you an opportunity to change whatever this trajectory is likely to turn you into. White gives you the opportunity to simply allow whatever is coming your way to come. Be open to things, new things, as well as those things that you seem to have forgotten about. Red is the ability to stand up and do something, to activate yourself. to get out of the doldrums and just simply do what needs to be done. Yellow is about remembering the past, but also being able to learn something that you can then put into long-term memory for future issues. Blue is about being able to create the sort of stability and organization that's necessary to keep your day-to-day life under control. Brown has to do with practical skills. What is it that you are aiming for? What are your goals and how are you getting ahead to actually achieve them? And finally, grey is about being able to tread that fine line between uncertainty and confusion, and also knowing everything that there is necessary in order for you to take a step forward. So of those 6 colours, which is the one that's most appealing and which is the colour that's least appealing? Whatever those 2 colours are within your life, add them to your repertoire for this month of July. And when you do so, you'll actually be increasing whatever it is that is going to occur here throughout the month. Well, if nothing else, July certainly seems to be becoming a very interesting month indeed. I certainly hope that you've enjoyed this reading and that you take away from it or from the Treasure of Takashi something that will benefit you throughout the month of July. Until we meet again, may the colours of your life bring you all of the joy and happiness that you require for your own higher good. Catch you next time. Bye.